Created by the cosmic entities, the Infinity Stones are 6 immensely powerful objects tied to different aspects of the universe. These stones include the Mind, Space, Power, Reality, Soul, and Time Stone. In ancient times, these stones were notoriously used by the Celestials, an incredibly ancient race of armored, godlike beings, who used the stones to pass judgment upon those who wronged them, and with the stones, were capable of destroying entire civilizations. Remnants of these Celestials can be seen scattered among the galaxy, such as the Celestial Head turned space colony in Guardians of the Galaxy. Each of the Infinity Stones have the ability to be wielded and used by a single being of exceptional power, or a group of lesser beings who focus their intent. Lesser individuals are usually incapable of grasping the full power of the stones, and are destroyed by them upon contact. The power of all 6 stones can be harnessed collectively and channeled with the help of the Infinity Gauntlet. The stones are also completely indestructible and unparalleled in their destructive capabilities. The Tesseract is a crystalline, cube-shaped containment vessel for the Space Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones capable of outputting seemingly unlimited energy. The stone has the unique ability of opening gateways to any part of the universe and provide interdimensional travel. As an incredible source of energy, it can be used to power objects and artifacts, such as the Bifrost Bridge, with the Tesseract being capable of repairing the bridge after it was destroyed by Thor. Its explosive and destructive capabilities are immense, with a single spark of its power enough to create an explosive result.
Write that down.
Hydra was able to use the Tesseract to power weapons of mass destruction, including energy guns, tanks, and bombs that vaporize their targets. The Space Stone draws its seemingly unlimited cosmic energy from the universe itself. Wherever it's drawing its cosmic power from, its powers of transportation appear to be able to be manipulated from the other endpoint as well, as demonstrated when Loki was able to utilize the energy to directly teleport himself to Earth, even when he was galaxies away. Also, don't hold it with your bare hands. The Mind Stone was handed by Thanos to Loki to aid him in his invasion of Earth during the Avengers. The stone was housed inside a blue module on the tip of Loki's scepter that served to mask the stone's presence. This stone possesses the power to commandeer the minds of others, bending them to the will of the user, as well as project the user's consciousness to a higher plane of existence. When Loki failed in his campaign, the scepter fell into the possession of S.H.I.E.L.D., eventually being passed on to Hydra by double agents within S.H.I.E.L.D.'s ranks. Hydra proceeded to use the scepter for various experiments, such as mind control, astral and energy projection, as well as the Generation Pietro and Wanda Maximoff's powers. Once back in the possession of the Avengers, Jarvis stated that the Mind Stone was akin to a very powerful computer and was later used by Stark to bring Ultron to life. Ultron liberated the Mind Stone from Loki's scepter and used it to provide consciousness to Vision. After Ultron's defeat, Thor entrusted the stone to Vision for its protection and safekeeping. Also, Stark's arc reactor disrupts the scepter.
This usually works.
A force of ancient catastrophic power, the Reality Stone has the potential to transform the entire universe by bending the universe's very laws of reality and physics, as well as converting matter into dark matter. Unlike the other Infinity Stones, the Reality Stone appears as a viscous liquid or mist in its natural state. Often referred to as the ether, this stone is unique in its ability to act as a symbiotic force, capable of actively seeking hosts and drawing upon their life force. However, those who can wield the ether's capabilities are granted with immense strength, regeneration, and seemingly unlimited power. The somewhat conscious nature of the Reality Stone allows it to actively protect itself from those it feels as a threat, sending out shockwaves with enough force to stun beings even as powerful as the Asgardians.
The infection, it's defending.
It's defending itself.
It can also take on the shape of a normal stone. Stabilized within a containment vessel known as the Orb, the Power Stone is a devastating weapon capable of granting a being with seemingly unlimited destructive abilities. The stone's power is so immense that it harnesses the energy to kill any lesser organic being that touches the stone directly.
I can't believe you had that in your purse! It's not a purse, it's a knapsack!
The Power Stone can be used to produce extremely powerful blasts, explosions, storms, and tornadoes of lethal purple fire-like energy. When used at its maximum potential, it can produce an energy wave strong enough to consume an entire planet.
There's a little pee coming out of me right now.
Whosoever wields the Power Stone is also granted with nigh invulnerability, and can withstand massive forces and impacts that would instantly obliterate any normal life form. Though destructive to lesser beings, there have been a couple instances in galactic history where several individuals were capable of harnessing the stone's power by collectively focusing their intent. Also, be sure to handle the stone with care. Contained within the Eye of Agamotto, the Time Stone is a powerful artifact with the ability to manipulate time on both a small and massive scale.
Best not to walk the streets wearing an Infinity Stone, or what?
At its most basic level, the time stone can be used to return objects to their original state, or accelerate the process of decay. At a more advanced level, the stone is capable of allowing the wielder to manipulate the past to alter the future, erasing entire events, even bringing back the dead through prevention of the individual's death in the past. The stone also allows for the creation of a time loop, where the user can repeatedly play out a scenario until the desired outcome or result is achieved. The time stone is considered immensely dangerous, as it possesses the power to inadvertently create alternate timelines, as well as destroy the natural order of the universe.
You want to get stuck reliving the same moment over and over forever, or never having existed at all?
I really should put the warnings before this spell.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe has spent 10 years wowing us with entertaining superhero films that feature origin stories, scientific experiments, government task forces, witty banter, AI technology, glowing rocks, aliens, villains, and even machine gun-wielding raccoons. Among the hundreds of intricate details that contribute to the building struggles between the forces of good and evil, the cohesive thread connecting our heroes and villains is the powerful set of Infinity Stones.
Infinity Stone.
As the grand storyline develops each character and details the arguments amongst them, these stones become the key to the mega war looming overhead and the crucial puzzle pieces to keep track of. Here's the glimpses of that overarching plot we've seen so far. The MCU kicks off with the introduction of billionaire playboy Tony Stark in Iron Man. After being implanted with his generator, building his suit, and fighting some bad guys, Nick Fury arrives to introduce Stark and our audience to the Avengers Initiative, a project started by superhero tracking government agency S.H.I.E.L.D. Next, we meet government scientific experiment gone wrong Bruce Banner in The Incredible Hulk. He has some anger issues. Meanwhile, S.H.I.E.L.D's super spy Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, pops up in Iron Man 2. By the first Thor film, we meet a soon-to-be major villain Loki and see our first Infinity Stone. Nick Fury reveals the Tesseract Cube, or Space Stone as it's known in the comics, in a post-credits scene. The Tesseract pops up again as we are catapulted back to the 1940s for Captain America: The First Avenger. While Cap is fighting Nazi terrorist organization Hydra, their plan to create weapons of mass destruction is foiled, and the Tesseract goes down with a crashing ship and Cap into the Arctic Ocean. 70 years later, Cap wakes up to find Nick Fury and his growing team of superheroes in need of assistance. The Avengers opens with Loki making a deal for an army to subjugate Earth in exchange for the Tesseract. When the unstable Tesseract opens a wormhole from Earth, Loki arrives with a glowing scepter that allows him to control minds. After the Avengers fight off the army and capture Loki, the Tesseract is taken to Asgard for safekeeping. In a post-credits scene, Thanos, a misshapen and mad member of the Titan race, is told the attack on Earth failed. After the uneventful Iron Man 3 installment, Thor returns to Earth in Thor: The Dark World to stop the Dark Elves from using the Ether to destroy worlds and turn the universe into dark matter. The Ether Force corresponds in quality to the Reality Stone and is taken for safekeeping to a man named the Collector in a post-credits scene. Captain America: The Winter Soldier lays the groundwork for a major rift among the Avengers. While Cap fights his old pal Bucky, it's revealed Hydra has taken over S.H.I.E.L.D., and they also have Loki's staff. The Mind Stone is discovered inside that staff and is being used to control people with special abilities, like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Guardians of the Galaxy introduces Star-Lord and his misfit gang of heroes with a very humorous tone. But the most important part of the film is the orb containing the Power Stone. The Guardians keep the stone away from Ronan and Thanos and return it to the Nova Corps for safekeeping. Back on Earth, in Avengers: Age of Ultron, the Avengers find the Mind Stone while raiding the Hydra facility in Sokovia and implant it in Stark's defense program, Ultron. The plan goes totally sideways, of course, and a sentient Ultron begins a plan to extinguish humanity, which includes building himself a vessel out of vibranium. Amidst lots of fighting and destruction, Stark is able to upload Jarvis into the body, creating Vision. Now, Vision holds the Mind Stone right in his forehead. Thanos appears in a post-credit scene grabbing his gauntlet.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
After the Ant-Man film introduces us to Scott Lang, Captain America: Civil War brings the rift between the Avengers to the forefront. Sparked by the devastation in Sokovia, The government wants to regulate the Avengers, and the superheroes take separate sides behind Cap and Stark to decide whether to comply or operate free from legislation. Black Panther and Spider-Man also pop up to help in the family squabble. Upon meeting Dr. Stephen Strange in Doctor Strange, audiences are led to yet another Infinity Stone hiding on Earth. The Eye of Agamotto seems to contain the same powers of the Time Stone, and Strange uses it to manipulate time and defeat his enemy. It is returned to its safe resting place by the end. Next, Star-Lord finds out he's half-god in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Peter Parker realizes he should remain a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in Spider-Man Homecoming, and Thor fights his evil sister Hela in Thor Ragnarok. As Asgard is being destroyed at the end of that film, Loki looks upon the Tesseract in Odin's vault, but we are unsure if he steals it. Black Panther does much more for T'Challa's origin story than for Avengers setup. However, audiences have yet to see the final Soul Stone, and some fans theorize it could be hiding in Wakanda, giving them the ability to visit the spirit world to speak to their ancestors. So will the Soul Stone appear in Avengers Infinity War? And will Thanos get his hands, or should we say gauntlet, on all 6 stones? Thankfully, our warriors will have some help.
Who the hell are you?